Hey everyone, Scott Harris King here. I'm super excited because the comics have arrived. You can see here's the boxes. I was going to do an unboxing video, but I've done those before, and I know from experience that it's going to take me about 20 minutes just to get through all the packaging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open those boxes, and once they're open, then I'll show all the cool stuff that's inside. This is the most nerve-wracking part of the whole experience of creating the comic, is when you pull it out of the box, because of course it costs a lot of money to get it printed, and you're just hoping everything's right. But pretty excited to finally get these and get them sent out to you guys. So let's open the boxes and let's see the finished product. All right, I'm back. I've done all the hard work of opening those boxes, and as I expected, it took a long time. They're very thorough at Comics Wellspring, my printer, packing these things. So inside the box, there's a bunch of packing material, and then inside the packing material, there are these padded, like, UPS mailing envelopes that are all taped up. And once you cut through those, you get the bundles out, and the bundles are the comics, but they're wrapped in plastic, and then you have to cut through the plastic. So that all took me quite a while, but I'm done now, and I'm super excited. I've had a chance to just quickly leaf through things, and everything looks good. This is my first time printing in color, so I had the proof, but I didn't really know exactly what to expect, and everything looks great. Yeah, I'm really happy with everything. So let me just show you. It's always a nerve-wracking experience because you always just second guess, oh, did I put the wrong file in? Even though I've double checked everything like 30 times. It's like, what if I did something wrong? But then there's also, once they're shipped, something could go wrong. They could get damaged in the shipping. I happened to notice when they had dropped them off. So I picked them up as soon as they arrived, which is good because it was starting to rain. So I got them all in the house before the rain started. Stuff like that. Like, there's so many variables. So it's just really nerve-wracking with the amount of time and effort and money that's been put into it. And so I'm so excited that everything came out. Everything came out. And here it is. Cthulhu versus Uncle Sam. The regular cover, full color, everything looks cool. And now that I have these in hand, it means that in the next couple weeks I'm going to start sending them out to all the backers. We had 187 backers. Of those, 183 backers actually selected rewards, and of those, I believe there's 121 physical backers. So we had 62 that were digital only, meaning there's 121 packages to be sent out. I'm going to do all of this by hand. I've done a lot of thinking about how to do this, and obviously it would be easier if I do like a assembly line, but I think it's also easier to make mistakes if you do it that way. So I'm actually going to fulfill these one order at a time. I'm going to call the order up. I'm going to pack everything as I'm looking at the order. It will take a little bit longer that way, but it'll ensure that I don't mess anything up. I've got the Gemini Comics mailers I'll be shipping everything in, so everything's going to be well protected. And I'm really excited to get this and to get this done and get this sent out to all of my backers. And it's also exciting that I've done this in a timely fashion. I always built in a bunch of extra time in case anything goes wrong, but nothing went wrong this time. So that means, I had told everybody in the Kickstarter that I would be fulfilling their physical rewards in November, and here we are. There's 2 weeks left in August, and I have everything in hand. It is going to take a while because I have so many, and I'm doing them all myself, one at a time. It's going to be a process. It's probably going to take me 3 or 4 weeks to get everything mailed out. But I'm going to start doing that in the next couple days. Everything's ready. I have all the other physical rewards, so all I need to do is start packing things up, and we'll be able to start getting the rewards out to people. So I'll be keeping everyone up to date on the Kickstarter. If you were a backer, you'll be able to see that. But here are the other copies. That was the regular copy, and of course I had shown you the proof of that earlier, but now I have all of the copies in hand, and I'm super excited. It's just so exciting. Ryan Mendoza's variant cover, The Adventures into the Unknown, number 175. Um, I am a big fan of ACG Comics. For those of you who don't know ACG, it was a publisher from the 40s to the 60s, and Adventures into the Unknown was one of their flagship titles. And it's been dormant since 1967 when the company went out of business. And so I love bringing back these old school titles with the original numbering, just sort of as an homage to these great series that may be forgotten by some people now. But ACG in particular is a publisher that I have a lot of love for and a lot of affinity for, because almost everything at the company, they had several ongoing titles that lasted 20 plus years, and they were all done almost entirely by one person. There's a guy who owned the company and ran the company. He wrote almost all of the stories for all of the titles and edited everything. It was very much like a one-man operation. Yes, he had some other writers working for me, and a lot of different artists working for him, but it was just the vision of this one person. And that to me is what we're doing here in this space, in the Kickstarter space, in the comic creator space, those of us who are making our own comics. So ACG to me is sort of like a bellwether of what you can do if you have the passion for it. And so here's again Ryan Mendoza, the artist on this Katana Kai, did this cover. And I also had a Virgin variant without the logo for fans of Ryan who wanted to get it without the logo. And everything looks great here. Super excited for this and excited to get this out to all the backers. I'm also excited to get it out to Ryan. It'll be cool to be able to send that to Ryan. Now we also have a couple other variants, the poster variants. I have a particularly excited to have the wrestling poster variant. As I've mentioned in my previous videos, the wrestling poster is how this all started. I did this poster first. I had the idea of Uncle Sam fighting Cthulhu. I made it into a poster so I could sell the prints at conventions. Everybody really responded, and so that got me thinking of what the story is, and that's how I created the story for Cthulhu versus Uncle Sam, and then brought in artist Jay Piscopo to help me with that vision. But this is the image that started it all. So to have it finally on a comic book as a cover is exciting. Of course, the back cover of all of these I did as another wrestling poster, so to match this one. This is like it's very exciting for me because I did this poster 3 years ago now. I think, or two years ago I did this. So it's been 2 years of work to get to this point. So it's so exciting. And then I also did, of course, this, which was the most popular option. I think I also had some, offered this as 11 by 17 prints, and I had a number of people do it. The Cthulhu version of the famous Uncle Sam I Want You poster, the Cthulhu Yahya Ftagan. And everybody seemed to really respond to this. I'm going to be, when I have time, after I get all this stuff sent out, or maybe before, if there's enough demand, I'm going to have a Redbubble store where I have some stuff like Crime Busters t-shirts available, and I'm going to put this on that, so you can get this on shirts or on notebooks or whatever, because people seem to really, really like it, and I appreciate it. This is one that, again, I drew myself. And I'm really excited. Actually, I have those posters right here. So as I mentioned before, all the physical rewards are in hand. I have the 11 by 17 posters here as well. So these are ready to ship out. The people that have the 11 by 17 posters, there's a few people who ordered that will probably be getting theirs last, because I have to send 2 packages, the comic and poster will be coming separately because of the size. So those are much more complicated shipping than any of the others. And finally, everyone also seems to really love this. Of course, it's the Incredible Cthulhu homage to the first appearance of Wolverine and Hulk 181. This was the most limited. All of these variant covers were limited print runs. This was the most limited, with only 25 printed. So I've sold almost all of those through the Kickstarter. I'm keeping a couple for myself. One's going to Jay, the regular artist, and then there's just a handful of these left. Again, once I have everything sent out to the backers first, then any copies that are left over will be available on my website, crimebustercomics.com. I have an online store there. Right now it just says Crimebusters 1, 2, and 3 on there, but soon once everything's sent out, these will all be available, however many are left. And again, some of them are very limited in the number that I actually have available. This one, I think I only have 4 or 5 copies available. It's also the most expensive of them. But it's so exciting to get these. I can't wait to get these out to people. It's so cool. Comics are just great. It's just so great to have this comic book that I made, and then to be able to share the story that's just been in my head for a year and a half. The digital rewards already went out, but the physical copies now in hand, ready to go out. And I'm excited to announce that Jay and I are working on issue 2. In fact, tonight I'm going to be putting the final touches on the story synopsis. Jay and I have like a modified Marvel method that we work in, so it's not a full script. I just have one section left to write out tonight, and I'll be sending that to Jay. So we are already in the process getting issue 2 done. It's very exciting, and I've got, I'm working on Crime Busters number 4 at the moment, and I've got another Crime Busters project that's in the works that I'm not quite ready to announce yet, but a lot of stuff going on, and I have you guys really to thank for it, because without your support, these would just be things in my head or things that I was making, and then just I don't have anyone to share them with. But thanks to the support of all of you, this has become a reality. So thank you so much for all your support. If you did back the campaign, thank you very much, and I'm very excited to get these out to you as soon as possible. So I'm actually going to sign off now and get to work on the fulfillment. So sometime in the next couple months, everyone who ordered these will be getting them. I hope everyone enjoys the story, and I can't wait to do more stories for you guys, because it's nothing more fun than comics. So thanks very much, and I'll see you next time.